I graduated Davis in, 1981. I'd grown up about 3 hours north of where we live now in wine country, a town called Reading. And high school, made homemade beer and homemade wine with my dad. That seemed very cool, and somebody told me that there was actually a profession, and there was actually a degree in nearby UC Davis. And so I was a declared enology student as a sophomore in high school. I liked the idea. I really was looking forward to working with agriculture. The seasonality appealed to me, and but making a product that was somewhat more elevated than ketchup. And
were you making ketchup too?
No, I wasn't making ketchup. Back when I graduated, there was still immediate opportunity to be into, production as a winemaker and assistant winemaker over in both Napa, Sonoma. That was quite a while ago.
My experience in wine. Well, I had an accounting degree.
Well, of course.
And yes, and I actually went to Gary Heck at Corbell and asked him how I could break into the wine business on the accounting side of it. And he said that it was mostly family-run wineries. And so, lo and behold, I moved up to Healdsburg from Santa Rosa, which is a whopping 18 miles north. And I had an 11-year-old son, and he played on a traveling soccer team. And so we tried out for a team, and the coach was Mike Duffy. Didn't know who Mike was or what Mike had done, but long story short, I invited him over for a glass of wine, and I pulled out a bottle of Optima Chardonnay. And he said, "Oh, come on, that is my wine. I make that wine." And
what are the odds?
Yeah, and I said, "No way. There's no way. Tell me you own like Jordan or Ferrari Carano so you could fly me all over the world." He goes, "Well, no, but I own this, and you drink it."
Wow.
So I said, "Well, I'm a single mom who can't afford your wine, so I have to marry you." And he said, "Well, one question, do you drink red wine?" And I said, "No, I drink Chardonnay." And he said, "Well, when you grow up and drink red wine, I'll marry you." Wow. So that was 2 years later, and we were married, and then I joined the business and have been happy ever since.
That's good. How long have you been married?
18 years.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
I actually started before I had the education, or just slightly before. I started Davis in '77, and my junior year, the end of my junior year, I should say rather the first quarter of my senior year, I decided to take an internship over at Napa. And I worked, so I took fall off. I worked Crush, and I worked over at Trefethen, which is just north of the city of Napa. And wow, it was phenomenal. It was fantastic. They had all their own vineyards, so I began in the summer, and I was, field sampling, and then we transitioned into harvest, and they did, I want to say back in the day we did probably 900 tons-ish. They were 100% machine harvested, so that was new. They actually developed the entire vineyard to be machine harvested, planted from the very, very beginning. Anyway, I had a great harvest. The family, the winemaker there, the staff was just wonderful, very supportive. And so my internship ended in December, and during harvest, the assistant winemaker that was there got an offer from another Napa winery to become winemaker. And so they had an opening at assistant winemaker, which is what I would have been applying for, once I'd graduated. And so they asked me if I'd like the job. I said, yes, I would, but I've just got one more year to get a degree. Seems a shame to forfeit that. So we made an arrangement. I worked 3 days a week, went to school 3 days a week, and busted out senior year in 2 quarters. I was sick of being a broke college kid. Seriously sick of it. I left Trefethen in '82. I did the crush in '82, and then took a job over in near Healdsburg in what would become the Chalk Hill appellation.
Sure.
And about a year after taking that jump, did my first harvest in '84. My plan was not complicated.
Nope.
I had gotten in '83, I married my first wife, Tina. She passed away in 2001. And we had gotten married, and we had been filing as individuals, so we got a $6,000 tax return. And that was the impetus for the payment, rather, for my first harvest. So, and the plan was just make some wine and do it yourself. I was kind of on the, entering the age of exploration still. And one of the reasons I chose, to move from Napa Valley was Trefethen had a very successful, very clear-cut winemaking protocol. They knew what worked. They knew what didn't. They were super successful at it. And I just wanted to try stuff.